So here's the template for the skirt, and I'm going to place it on a fold like that and draw around that. There we go, as easy as that. And I'm going to place a bib on the top of the dress, so I'm going to cut on the fold again. I have a fold there, the bib, and that's so that the top part of the bib will be nice and neat. Cut that out. And what I end up with, is template for my dress there. Right, so what I need to do is hem this side, and then I'll attach the bib on this side. So when we hem, we turn over about 1/4 of an inch all the way round. Right, so that's nicely curved round, and then that's just one curve. So if I fold it over again, I can do, you can leave it as one curve and just do a zigzag finish on there, and that will help prevent fraying. But I'm going to go round twice, and you can do it even narrower than this if you'd like to, but I think kids will find it too tricky to do it too narrow. And it's a nice little skill to develop and an understanding of what you're doing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stitch down the sides of this bib and then flip it over, and then I'm going to sew it good sides together on here and go all the way round, and I'll show you what to do next. And sew along. Make sure you lock the stitches. There we go, and we'll do the same on the other side. Flip it over. I'm using the same seam allowance, so I'm using the inside of the foot there, and that's about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, just flip that round. Okay, so once you've sewn that, flip it through and give that a press. Now with that pressed, I've got a different skirt here, and the reason is I've didn't press record when I did this last time, so I'm doing it again just to show you. With this, if I fold the bib in half and cut the corner, giving myself another notch. And this is very similar to the notches you'll see on commercial patterns. They're just there to help you make sure you place your pieces exactly where they should be. So I'm going to use the same seam allowance, and I'm going to lock the stitches. And if I go fairly slowly, just curve around. There's the notch, and keep going round. There we go. And then lock the stitch. So lock the stitch there at the other end. And now what you can do here is give that a press. So press this seam down. So go around the seam. I'm using the stitches to help me. And again, in commercial patterns, we call that stay stitching. And what it does is it helps keep the shape, and it works well. So look how nicely that's finished off. And then if we just do a top stitch around there, or a zigzag, That will prevent the fabric from fraying. Okay, we're going to follow the same seam allowance that we had before. Form a lock stitch and use a steady pace to go all the way round. Just keep it nice and steady, don't rush it. And follow the curve round. And that stitching, that row of stitching that we call stay stitching, really does its job. It really helps keep that fabric where we need it to be. And the lock stitch, oops, and look at that beautiful finish. Easy. Okay, giving that a press. And if you've got any trim, you don't have to do this, but if you do, and I've got a bunch here, I'm going to find the end. Oops. And I'm going to sew along the edge of this. So I'll lay it on there like this, and I'm going to follow a seam allowance so I hit the center of that flower. So there we go. Press the foot down. So it's just on the inside of that perspex for me. And then when I get to this point here where I had the bib, I'm going to make sure I keep this on the inside. So let's go nice and slow. Lock the stitches. We'll keep it all level. Oops. Right, I need to add the bib. There. So I can see the notches. There we go. Just keep going round. Take your time. Just move it round. Just a couple of stitches at a time. Help you follow that curve round. And I'll lock that into place. Okay, and trim away the extra lace. There we go. What I'm doing is I'm leaving the seam going up like that. And bring that down. It's a nice little edge there. Okay, I'm going to hem the dress now. And if you're comfortable with going a little bit faster, do so. And gradually learn to build up your speed. Don't force it, just build it up slowly. And then lock the stitches at the end. Those stitches there, cut those stitches there, and then fold the dress. So that's all nicely finished off. I'm going to now just fold over the edges here and prevent that from fraying. You can buy these Velcro dots. Now mine are a bit of a mess because I let kids play with them. So you need a loopy one and the hooks. You want the nice soft side and the hook side. And you're just layering them on like this. These are quite sticky. And I'm going to put the soft side down at the bottom with the hook on the top. And they are very strong. So lay them on like that. And I'm going to just sew a bar tack across them. And then the loop. So now just add a couple of straps. That's 10 centimetres. So we need 2 lots of 10 centimetres. And all we're doing is we're going to attach it there and it'll cover up the buttonhole. I'm going to still use the bar tack actually. So the buttonhole, sorry, the button. We've got an automatic buttoner. And I'm going to put the strap on the inside like that. The same with that one. Make sure we'll hide it inside this one. Let's cut all these long threads, make it tidy. Let's test it out on our doll. There we go. And it really is as easy as take it over to the right side, sew down, but first I'm going to add a matching trim, like so. And again, make sure you lock stitches. And take your time, trim that, and then I'm going to fold it over like so and sew along the edge. Just make sure it all matches up. Same seam allowance, just on the edge of that inside of that foot. Lock the stitches again. And when you flip it through, just give the top, just very gently coax the tip of the hat through. If you've got bell you want to add to it, or something sparkly, or a pom-pom, do that. I'll just trim these threads away, and then that's the hat done. So there she is in her dress, and there's the rest of her wardrobe. If you'd like to follow the link below, you'll get the templates, and in the next video we'll make the trousers and jacket. Like and subscribe and you will get notified as soon as it's out. See you soon.